Hello and welcome to Just One More Watch. And if this is your first time here, a special hello just for you. My name is Jody and I love watches. But sometimes I don't love watches and instead I love to roast them in videos just like today's. If that sounds like fun, then there is a big button with the word subscribe on it that can help make this a regular occurrence. And indeed, in this video, I'm not roasting one particular watch as much as I'm roasting a new and disturbing trend in the wonderful world of watches. Now, this hobby, our hobby / obsession, is not immune to disturbing trends. Indeed, there have been many over the years. For example, the process of taking a perfectly decent luxury watch and then covering it in small shitty diamonds in a procedure known as icing out or busting down. That one makes my heart bleed, let me tell you. Or what about those red carpet trends where celebrities are seen abusing the unwritten rules of the watch game? Like, don't wear a watch around your neck because it'll make you look like a complete numpty and you'll need the aid of a mirror to tell the time, just for example. But today's disturbing trend sadly involves affordable watches, and even more sadly, it does seem to be gaining some traction. My friends, it is up to us. We must stop it. We must kill it with fire. That trend is watch rings. Or are they ring watches? Either way, they are a bad joke that unfortunately two of the biggest players in the affordable end of the market don't seem to be laughing at. What on earth is going on and how did it happen? Well, I first became aware of these hideous little things in the middle of this year. I made a small video for Casio Australia for their 50th anniversary and they sent me a goodie bag as a thank you. You know, socks, cap, key ring, stickers, etc, etc. And in the bottom of the bag was a tiny little watch ring / ring watch / whatever. I had a look at it but soon realised that it didn't actually function. It was purely decorative and I was like, alright, cute, but pointless. And I promptly then gave it away to a friend here in Australia who I thought would appreciate it. It seems he didn't appreciate it as much as I thought he would. How rude. Apparently Casio released a bunch of these in 2023 based on some of their classic affordable models as part of their anniversary celebrations. They're gacha toys basically. They're tiny little items traditionally sold in vending machines in Japan, and they were a gift with purchase in certain markets if you spent a certain sum on Casio products. Apparently they are now up to series 3 of these things with a whole array of classic Casios now immortalised in plastic. Again, because they were all made of plastic in the first place. Very nice, very cute, very pointless. But if you like collecting that kind of thing, then you go for it. Let's move on. However, it seems like people started clamouring for working versions because Casio started working on working versions. But they were beaten to the punch by none other than Timex, who only last month released a fully functional, well, as functional as these things can be regarded as functioning anyway, special edition MM6 Maison Margiela T80 for a mere 350 Aussie dollars. And they all sold out. What is worse, they are now going for twice that price on eBay. My friends, the end of the world is nigh indeed. Not to be outdone by their great rival, Casio then announced a functional watch ring watch, whatever, themselves a couple of weeks ago. Again, when I say functional, it tells the time and apparently has an alarm that, rather than making a noise, flashes a light. That's going to be a real help getting you out of bed in the morning, isn't it? Yours for a mere $128, but Japan only. Now, while I admit that the Casio one does look pretty cute and pays homage to a classic G-Shock from the 1980s, it's utterly pointless. Why take a usable object and shrink it to the point where it becomes almost completely useless? It's a novelty item. It looks like it should fall out of a Christmas cracker alongside a paper hat and a poor joke. And just like everything else that comes out of a Christmas cracker, it looks like it should be swept up at the end of the day and become landfill by New Year. But it seems like people are taking these things seriously. There are now a number of pieces in various tech blogs that are giving these things the time of day. No pun intended. I don't get it. I just don't get the point. $130 upwards for a novelty item that probably won't even fit your finger anyway. I mean, What's next? Can you imagine if Seiko gets involved in these tiny watches as well? We will have unlimited limited editions of obscure releases from the 1960s for a mere $699 each before we know it, likely all with tiny misaligned bezels and tiny misaligned chapter rings. Or what about miniature Rolex Submariners for $10,000 each? But you have to buy 4 tiny Tudoras for $4,000 each to get on the list to buy the Rolex. Where will this madness all end? So please, let it end today. Let us talk of these things no further. Let us get back to enjoying our wristwatches on the parts of our bodies where we have been enjoying them for over 100 years now. There is a clue in the name after all. So there you have it, short but not particularly sweet today. If you want to see me roast a watch or two, click here or click here for another one. Thanks for watching this one. I'll see you again in the next one.